Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Castle Farms Homestead. With this warm weather that we've been getting here, you can see it has brought our trees to bloom. They are looking beautiful. Well, some of them are looking beautiful. Some of the trees we are a little worried about that the rodents may have gotten to the roots and chewed them up too much for them to survive this season. But despite that, I've got some work to do in the orchard here. Now, if you remember from a bunch of videos, you've seen me gathering stuff for our compost pile. And it's finally time to put that compost pile to use. I'm using it to feed our trees here. Just loading up wheelbarrows full of it and bringing it over to the orchard so that I can put a good amount in at the base of each tree here. An exciting thing to see with all this compost is that there seems to be a good amount of earthworms in it. You know, almost everything that's broken down, and I've been seeing lots of nice fat earthworms crawling all throughout the compost. You can see one here. I'm pretty sure there's 2 or 3 earthworms in each load of compost that I put at the trees. So they all have their own worms. How exciting for them. And with these beautiful blossoms, of course, we're getting some pollinators out here, which is wonderful to see. We've got bumblebees visiting this tree here. I don't know what tree this is. An apple, I think. Or a plum. I don't know. It's pretty, and the bees love it, so that's nice. Clint has chimed in to let me know that was a peach tree. So you guys know now too. I gave each of the trees a good soaking as I was loading the compost on them. Just letting it really soak into the ground, run through all the tunnels that the rodents were making. You can see me loading some dirt into some tunnels that I stepped on and collapsed. So I was loading dirt into those holes to not have tripping hazards in the orchard. And then once the trees were all fed, I soaked it again with water to start running those nutrients down into the roots of the trees. And here you can see what's left of the compost pile after feeding the whole orchard. You can see how wet my shoes are. That is from stepping in tunnels that were running through the orchard that had been filled up with water and collapsed when I stepped on them. But after how big that compost pile had been, that's all that's left of it now. So of course, I gotta start adding stuff to it again. One of the fun and exciting things about living out here is the wind that we get. We get lots of wind here, and sometimes it's very strong. The other day here, we were hit by like a squall or a storm burst where just winds up to 50 miles an hour plus ripped through here and caused some damage on the property. One of the things that it did was knock one of our solar panels off our array here. Luckily, it didn't cause any real damage to the panel or the surrounding ones. Put a bit of a scrape in like the protective coating on that panel that got knocked down, but other than that, it's fine. So I'm making some adjustments here. We've decided that the clamps that we have on the ends of the panels just aren't good enough. They, with the winds rattling the panels and some, expansion and contraction of things, the clips loosen up and slide out so that those clamps just don't stay in place. But with the ones that we have in the middle of the panels, where it pulls down on each panel instead of just a singular panel, those have been staying in place. So moving this wood on the edge here, you can see, so that it's the same height as the solar panels are. So I can then put one of those middle brackets there so that it holds down even on both the panels and the wood. That seems to be much more successful in holding these panels in place. Some more of the damage caused by this storm burst was this panel of insulation that we had. This bunk of insulation used to be there. Now it's over here in the chicken run after hitting the fence, bending one of the T-posts, kind of ripping the other one out of the ground, and landing in the chicken run. Unfortunately, that bunk of insulation landed on 2 of our chickens. So they did not survive that. It laid them out pretty flat. So I don't think they even knew what hit them when it happened. And we lost two chickens to this wind as well now. I was reading online about some other folk who had been homesteading and whatnot, and they'd grown up on a farm as a child, and they said that their father always had a saying that nature always takes its tax. And so that's kind of what happened with the chickens there. Not really anything we could do about that. I mean, we could have moved the bunk, but we didn't expect that to go anywhere because we thought it was heavy enough that it was staying where it was. It'd been through other storms before, but I guess it got caught just right that it took off. But anyway, now I'm back to getting some more poop and straw from Boris to add to the compost pile, because this is the series of events that they happened in. I was like, oh, I got to add more stuff to the compost pile. Boom, we get hit by this storm burst. Got to fix these things first. And now back to working on the compost pile. So as I've taken some straw out of his pen, adding some back in from this giant bale of straw that we got, that we've had for a while. We used it for windbreak when we were in the fifth wheel, insulating around the fifth wheel. We used them to prop our solar panels up on before we got this whole array set up. And so now it's going into Boris's pen and eventually into the compost pile. So I don't know, I'm enjoying having a compost pile. I like throwing stuff into it and then it disappears eventually as it breaks down into the pile. It's cool now that I've got to put it on our trees. I'm hoping that we'll see a nice big burst of growth in the trees now that they've got the compost on them. It's fun working with the land. But anyway, folks, that's what's kind of going on here at Castle Farms Homestead right now. If you liked the video, be sure to like the video. Share this one with anyone who you think might be interested in it. And leave us a comment letting us know any crazy storm mishaps that you've had. Come back next time to watch us get one step closer to our goals. And we'll see you later at Castle Farms Homestead.